Hi children, it's teacher Clarissa. This is Earth Week and I wanted to show you how I'm going to put a tomato plant into the ground. It doesn't look like much yet, but when this tomato plant is ready to start giving me tomatoes, it can be up to 4 feet tall. I know, that's taller than some of you guys. Well, I have these sticks here in the ground. I'm sure it looks kind of strange. But because we're all staying at home, I couldn't go to the store and buy what's called tomato cages. Tomato cages help give support for the tomato plant because if you think about it, whoa, those tomatoes are so big and look how tiny this guy is. So the sticks are going to give support to the plant to hold up those tomatoes. Let's get started. So here are the materials I'm going to use today. First things first, this is a pillow for protecting my knees from the ground. I also will put on some gloves to protect my hands. I have extra soil here because what's here in the plant is not enough to put it in the ground, but the soil I have here has a lot of clay in it, so it won't allow the plant to breathe underground. And of course, my tomato plant. The first thing I'm going to do is add the extra soil I have to the hole that I dug. I'm going to mix it in with a little bit of the soil that we have because this soil has a lot of good nutrients for it, for our tomato plant. I'm going to mix it up, mix it up, mix it up, and dust, dust, dust. So kids, now that we've added our extra soil and mixed in what we have here, made our little hole, I'm going to put the plant in. I'm going to put my fingers around the stem to make sure he doesn't fall out, tip him over, give him a little squeeze, and out he comes. This is what he looks like outside of his pot. So, if you look here, these white things here are called roots. Oh, spider friend was on me. These white things right here are called roots. The roots are how water and nutrients come from the soil and the ground, go up into the plant and feed it. Isn't that cool? Look at that. Alrighty. And if you look right here, kids, in these areas, little flowers are gonna grow. And from those flowers, our tomatoes will come. Let's get this guy in the ground. So in our hole, I'm gonna put our plant there. And I have a little bit more soil here, and I'm gonna put it right around it. Move my bucket out of the way. Pat this down, and I'm gonna take some of our soil here, put it on top so that it can get the nutrients from there too. Lots of good stuff in this soil. All right, our tomato plant is in the ground and he's ready for us to finish his house. Now that we have our tomato plants in the ground, we have to find a way to keep these sticks in an upright position so that they create a nice strong support for our tomato plant when it gets nice, big, and full of tomatoes. I didn't have any rope around, so I cut up an old t-shirt into one really long string, and I'm going to tie it all around the sticks so it creates a support. All right, let's do it. The first thing I'm going to do is tie a knot around one stick, nice and tight. Then I'm going to go to the next stick and do the same. Careful for our tomato plant there, of course. All right, here we go. I want to make sure that between these two sticks it's as tight as possible. So I pull the t-shirt nice and tight. And I pull the long rope through. Stay upright, stick. I'm gonna pack in some dirt here to make sure the stick stays upright. All right, next stick, here we go. I used a cut up t-shirt and some sticks from around my yard to form the tomato cages to support my tomato plant. This goes along with the celebrated Earth Day topic called upcycling, or creative reuse. We can all upcycle by transforming waste materials, useless or unwanted items, into new things like my tomato cage, or an art project. Upcycling helps the earth by lessening how many things are put in the trash, and it helps our parents save money. All right, now that we've finished our supports, I cut off that bit there. And now as our tomato plant grows up, it will have a nice support here. And when it gets to this point, I'll replace this stick with a nice tall one, spread them out a little bit more so we can have a nice tall, big tomato plant house. What things do you see around that can be upcycled? Maybe it's a stack of paper that can get turned into an art project, some eggshells that can become mulch, or an old t-shirt that can become a new t-shirt with paint on it. Look around. Remember, ask your parents before you start to upcycle and have fun. Thank you for joining me, friends, and have a happy Earth Week.